The Iran-Iraq War was a devastating conflict that lasted for 8 years, from 1980 to 1988. It was a brutal and bloody conflict that claimed the lives of over 1 million people, with both sides suffering tremendous losses. The war had its roots in a long-standing territorial dispute between the two countries, with Iraq seeking to assert its dominance in the region by invading Iran. The conflict began on September 22, 1980, when Iraqi forces launched a surprise attack on Iran, targeting Iranian border posts and military installations. The Iraqi regime, under the leadership of Saddam Hussein, sought to take advantage of the chaos that had engulfed Iran following the Islamic Revolution in 1979, and to gain control of the disputed border region. The Iranian military, still reeling from the turmoil of the revolution, was caught off guard by the Iraqi attack. However, they quickly rallied and launched a counteroffensive, pushing back the Iraqi forces and reclaiming lost territory. The war quickly escalated into a brutal and protracted conflict, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The Iran-Iraq War was fought on multiple fronts, with both sides using a variety of military tactics and weapons. Iraq, with its superior air force and modern weaponry, sought to overwhelm the Iranian military through sheer force. Iran, on the other hand, relied on its large army and guerrilla tactics to wage a protracted war of attrition. The war took a heavy toll on the civilian population of both countries, with cities and towns being bombed and shelled indiscriminately. The use of chemical weapons, particularly by Iraq, added a new dimension of horror to the conflict, causing widespread suffering and long-term health problems. The war also had significant geopolitical implications, as other countries in the region were drawn into the conflict. The United States, which had previously supported Saddam Hussein, began to provide military assistance to Iran in the latter stages of the war, in an attempt to contain Iraq's growing power. Despite the enormous human and economic cost of the conflict, neither side was able to achieve a decisive victory. The war ended with a ceasefire in 1988, with both sides essentially returning to the status quo ante. The conflict left deep scars on the psyche of both nations, with the bitter memories of the war still resonating in the region today. In conclusion, the Iran-Iraq War was a tragic and devastating conflict that caused immense suffering and loss of life. It was a war that had its roots in long-standing territorial disputes and geopolitical rivalries, and which quickly escalated into a brutal and protracted conflict. The war had far-reaching implications for the region, and its legacy can still be felt today.